Good morning, you motherfuckers. How you badass motherfuckers doing? I bet some of y'all thought I wasn't showing back up. Uh-oh. This guy's about to break his streak, showing up. Showing the fuck up every day here. Man, how the hell you doing, you badass motherfuckers? You guys ready to get a new week started? You ready to get a new month started? You just chalking up all those wins from last month, aren't you? Man, that's why I came in here so late, man. I was chalking up all these wins from last month. Like, dang, that list just kept getting longer and longer and longer. All these amazing things that are happening. How's your day going? How's your Monday going, man? We getting after it this week. We got big plans. We gonna finish strong today, right? I hope you guys are doing amazing. Man, I had a great day yesterday. It was a wonderful time. First time skiing at Ski Santa Fe, man, in probably like almost 30 years, you guys. Felt like forever. I started skiing again last year, but I didn't make it up to Santa Fe. A couple times up to a place called Wolf Creek and another place called Telluride. And both of them were epic. But yesterday was a wonderful day. My body's feeling it. I had so much fun, though. And this morning, just getting started on the right foot, you guys. We just getting started right each and every day. Right, we talk about those daily 5, those things that I like to hit every single day, man, to keep my cup full. And I mentioned over this weekend that this week I really want to break down each of these little categories on what fills up my cup, so that hopefully you guys can start looking into your own selves as to what fills your cup. And I'm not just talking about a cup of coffee, a cup of water. When I'm talking about what fills your cup, you know, good old Cape Cod or some shit, some brew, some wine, right? The kind of cup I'm talking about is what fills your cup emotionally, mentally, physically, energetically, right? Our energetic cup, our presence. Right? When we show up to work today, Monday, we're ready to go, man. We got that positive attitude. Everybody's like, what in the heck happened to this person? Why are you so excited? Right? And maybe nothing happened. You're just a happy person. That's the problem. Some of y'all think some of y'all have been handing out these happiness keys to all these people that all they do is steal your happiness, take away your fucking peace. And you still keep going back to that well, trying to fill your cup with all these broken people, man. We all broken. Everybody. I don't care who you are. Man, there's very few people out there. There are people that have put in the work, right? Just like this drunk motherfucker here, right? We coming on here again, getting ready to start a whole new month. It's all on me, the morning drinking show. I'm your host, Greg. I've been showing up here for 30 days now, 31 days. Coming with a message of transformation, total life transformation, putting my fucking entire life, the good, the bad, and the motherfucking ugly out there as to what is possible, right? I ain't no different than any one of you listening in here, right? And a lot of us, we like to put out this projection as to things being good. But no matter where we're at, if we're not doing the internal work, right? We can't, our external success does not clean our internal problems and our issues. And it's so, so important, you guys, that you find ways to fill your cup. Not just cup of coffee, not just juice or water or drink, but how do you fill yourself from an energetic standpoint? Some of y'all just been running on empty, right? It's like filling your car, right? From an energetic standpoint, from a mindfulness standpoint. And I've been talking about that this week. We're going to go day by day. Monday, mindfulness, right? We're going to talk about a lot about mindfulness today and what it is, right? I put it out there every single day. Mindfulness, 10 to 30 minutes to start, man. That's really not enough. But, sometimes it's good when you're trying to change bad habits. 2 things. It's hard to just go cold turkey, changing out a bad habit for something new. right? It needs to come in small pieces. And a lot of times we set ourselves up for failure when we say that we want to give up something, right? Let's say drinking, right? We want to give up drinking, or we want to give up smoking, or we want to give up, I know that there's been times in my past where I was like, I'm not eating any more chips. Or a lot of times people like to give up sugar, right? Or fast food, right? And a lot of times it's hard. It's hard to just break these habits. Why? Because we have addictive type traits, right? We look to these things to feel something in us. There's something going on inside of us that this thing brings us a sense of comfort, but it's coming from the outside, you guys. And that's the biggest part of this whole story, is that it's all on me, is you taking total fucking ownership of your life, right? And it's not just your life in terms of the resume. It's your life in terms of what is going on inside of you. Primarily right here from the neck up, right? From the neck up, man. What is happening inside of this brain of yours, this mind of yours, these thoughts of yours, right? And we could put on, man, such a good, as adults, man, we're good actors. Some of y'all should have been actresses or actors, right? But because you put on such a good fucking show. Is that you? Are you someone you should have been an actor, right? Or an actress? I don't think it matters. I think actors, men or woman, right? That you should have been doing that because you put on one hell of a show. You can hide all your shit from everybody, right? You're great at it. You know how to put on that smile. Some of y'all gonna show up to work here in just a little bit, and you can put on a fucking smile. And you know there's some shit going on in your life that is ripping you apart from where? The inside out. It's this mental. It's the mental shit, you guys. And a lot of us are just scared to even acknowledge that something's not right there. And it really comes down to organizing our thoughts, right? And mindfulness is a big piece. And that's why, guess what? Mindfulness right here is at the top. It's at the top of the list, you guys. It's because our thoughts are so fucking powerful, man. What you are thinking, what you are telling yourself is incredibly important. Most of us don't realize, I think we have somewhere between 60 and 70,000 thoughts a day. Can you even wrap your head around that kind of crazy number? That's a crazy number, right? That's unbelievable to think you have that many thoughts. And most of you won't stop for 5 fucking minutes to realize what kind of thoughts you're having. You think your thoughts are all good, man. Most of us, we beat the shit out of ourselves emotionally, psychologically, overthinking shit, right? Some of us sabotage relationships overthinking shit, projecting all this insecurity on other people. And then that creates conflict. It creates toxicity, and it creates what? Decay within a relationship, because there's not trust there. Look, I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Thank you for joining me on this wonderful day. I don't care what day of the week it is. Some of y'all are cringing, man. Some of y'all hate it. You hate to get up and go on a Monday, right? That's a miserable place to be. I start a whole new adventure today, you guys. A whole new venture. I say a venture because I ain't got no job. I got a venture. I'm getting to start running shit. We're running shit over here, man. It's an incredible, exciting venture, right, that I'm getting to be a part of, right? And I'll share more with you guys with my story, but man, I got so much manifestation coming through, this abundance, and it's incredible. And I was just sitting there this morning, just so grateful for yesterday, being able to take my kids out snowboarding, right? I think they're still struggling to kind of pick up on it in certain ways. My daughter's doing pretty good. My son, he's not. He's had a few lessons, but he's still not feeling it. It's tough, right? I always cringe when I see people trying to snowboard, and I could do both skiing and snowboarding, but I walked away from snowboarding. I picked it up in high school, about 16, when it got popular in the 90s, and I cranked for about 10 years, and then I just started getting all kinds of injuries, man. I was always doing dumb shit, going on big jumps, and man, I messed myself up, jack up my shoulders, and so I just walked away from it. And I kind of thought skiing wasn't cool, right? A lot of you might still think that, but yesterday I got back into skiing last year, and just getting back on there, not having to fucking crash or fall on my ass or anything. I was like, man, I got 30 more years of this. If this is what skiing's about, I got 30 more years of this. I love it. I had some epic runs yesterday, a lot of speed, a lot of just movement, mindfulness, right? Because we're going to be talking about mindfulness today. And it's the start of my day, you guys, as I've been chronicling the Chronicles of the Drunk Motherfucker, 10 years of sobriety in 22, total life transformation. And this program isn't just a, sobriety thing. I think we can talk about addictions and relationships from a lot of different ways. And I think that's the whole encompassing piece here. That's what I bring to the table as an expert in this field, because I've learned how to master myself from the ground up, rebuilding myself, right? Mind, body, spirit, emotions, right? Physical, just total transformation and bringing results, right? Results kill excuses, right? If someone's over here trying to tell you about their finances, man, and they driving a piece of shit car, they in debt, they've had 10 bankruptcies, is that who you want to go to for financial help? Right? If someone's over here trying to talk to you about nutrition, but they fat and nasty, is that who you want to have for nutrition? But back 20 years ago, they were fit. Like, come on now, right? If you want to talk to someone about building businesses, you're going to go to somebody that's like never started a business. Again, so when you look to people and you give your time and your attention to give your ear to them, make sure they know what the fuck they're talking about. And a lot of people out there, right? A lot of people that are projecting information, they don't always relate it back to themselves, right? They can come with all the talking points. They can tell you all the things that, are pretty readily available, right? We all have the information in the world at our fingertips nowadays. Bing, bing, bing. You can search anything. You can learn about anything, you guys. And that's true learning. When you go out, when something is significant enough that you're willing to go put in the time to learn about it on your own. You're going to invest personal development. That's number 4. That's personal development. Real learning is when you go and seek out information, no fucking excuses. But we talking mindfulness on this Monday, and that's a big, big deal. I want to start by talking about the pillars of mindfulness, right? There's pillars to mindfulness. And just kind of running these down, you got non-judging, patience, a beginner's mindset, trust, non-striving, acceptance, and letting go. And it'll keep running through at the bottom here, but I'm going to kind of drill down on each and every one of these, because I truly have a personal story for how this mindfulness really keeps me present. It keeps me grounded. It keeps me focused, right? And it lets me truly cut through the bullshit of life. It truly allows me to know what the fuck matters. Where am I giving my energy to? And when I'm giving my energy to something that's leaving me fucking drained and shitty and taking away my peace, guess what? That's a reflection point to sit there and really say, hey, how can I either, 1, improve this relationship, or 2, how do I walk away from it, or 3, how do I create a boundary, right, that will guard my energy? Some of y'all need to guard your energy. You're just giving to shit that ain't giving nothing in return. And in life, man, there should be this ebb and flow, right? And it shouldn't just be you pouring into something and coming up empty all the time. But some of y'all are going to have a hard time with the 7th pillar here, letting go, right? And it's not just letting go of people. Right away, we get scared of letting go of shit we care about. Nah. Sometimes it's something so simple. It's just a mental check. But when we talk about mindfulness, right, and the pillars of what mindfulness is all about, it really starts with non-judging, right? And that really is just what? Awareness. It's your own personal awareness of the situation, right? A lot of us, if we're honest with ourselves, and some of us, our thoughts are so fucking disorganized. We got all this shit coming at us that it's hard for us to stop and actually realize that we're our biggest critics. We're our biggest judge. We're the person that when we get naked and get in the shower, we cringe at how we look, We judge ourselves. We have these really harsh, critical thoughts about our bodies and our presence. And, then we're very judgmental about our feelings, like how we're feeling and our life circumstances, our situation, our relationships, whether that's, you're in a relationship that you've been in for way too long and you're just afraid to walk away from it and what that means. Or, or some of you are on the other side of an expired relationship and you don't know what to do. You're judging yourself as being unlovable or whatever that guilt is, right? We beat ourselves up. Trust me, I did it for years. The drunk motherfucker. I beat the fuck out of myself. Always judging myself. Say, man, you're a fucking loser. You're a failure, right? You ain't ever gonna be able to redeem yourself, man. And all of your validation, all of your fucking self-worth, right, is based on what? What other people think about you, right? What this picture indicates to society, especially when I put myself in the public arena running for city council, man. Those people tore me inside out, man. They created their own narrative and they made it the worst possible one because I wasn't the favorite. I was the biggest threat to the power structure here. But we really need to get into this non-judgmental of ourselves. And again, it comes down to, you guys, I keep saying this, it's not a broken record. This is a reinforcement of the program that I'm presenting to you guys, is journaling. The only way you're going to start figuring out your thoughts, you ain't going to be able to process this shit just in your head. You really need to put pen or pencil to paper and start really keeping track of the things that you're telling yourself, the thoughts, especially when they're very negative focused. You're being very judgmental of yourself. You're being hard on yourself, critical, right? Critical towards yourself. And a lot of that is because what? You're judging, you're comparing externally. But that's the first pillar, right? Is awareness. And that's what I've been trying to bring to the table is the first fucking minute I wake up, I start checking the thoughts that are whatever is running through my head, whether it's just this continuation of a dream or just, the first thought that comes through my head is just this moment of stress, this thing I got to face today, whatever the fuck it is. The awareness is saying, stop that shit. And let's be grateful for life. Let me be thankful for life today. Let me be thankful and have gratitude that I had an amazing day yesterday and I get to celebrate the day I had yesterday and I get to create a new amazing experiences for today. I get to be grateful for the warm bed I have. I get to be grateful, for all the things I have. And it could just be the most simple, mundane things. I think the more that we actually celebrate those mundane things in life, right? The routines that are positive things in our life, whether we're getting the outcome yet, to really just have that attitude of gratitude, right? Every single morning. It starts there. Every single morning, guys. And it's hard. Today, in full transparency, my alarm goes off at 4:05. I got up, I hit snooze, but I also went in and started playing a positive affirmation. And so I was kind of like in a half sleep, half just receiving some positive affirmations, but I was tired. I asked a lot of my body yesterday, gosh, I lost track of how many runs I did, but it was a lot. And so I asked a lot of my body yesterday. So I was a little slower to get up, but that doesn't mean that I just went fully back to sleep. No, I kept with my program. I put my earbuds in and started just telling myself some positive things, gratitude, appreciation for self, right? And that's in the conscience. Like I really just started saying, hey, good morning, it's a beautiful day. I love you, right? I mean, that's one of the first things I tell myself every day. That's something I tell myself throughout the day. It's important. Again, this self-love is really important. And we're going to see this in these principles. So again, the pillars of mindfulness is non-judging, right? Letting go of that critical thinking that we have inside of us. And it's always about ourselves. We're very critical towards other people. It makes us feel good, but we really need to check ourselves. It's all on me, total ownership. Second one here coming up, it's patience. Who needs a little more patience? Practice with patience, man. I'm telling you, adversity, the struggle, that'll teach you patience, right? But it's really cool when you can actually just find peace and comfort in just knowing the present moment, right? And that's what it takes, right? Presence in life, patience is not getting ahead, not getting too ahead of yourself, right? And that's what creates anxiety, is the fear of the unknown, the things yet to come. And then depression, right, is driving with the rear view mirror, right? I think I heard someone tell me the other day, the reason why the windshield's so big and the rear view mirror so small is because, man, you got to do life moving forward, right? You can't stay there fucking chalking up the wins of the past. What it used to be like, what how you used to look, how you used to feel, how your relationship once was. I mean, there's all things you can do to get back to being feeling happy and healthy and whole. And it takes a level of patience, right? And it's really staying present in the moment, in this moment. This is all you got right now. We don't know what the day's going to bring. You have plans, you have ideas, you have an expectation based on what? Your habitual patterns, on what a Monday usually brings. But in order to just be patient, especially if you're starting to plan for goals, right? And you're eager to want to see some breakthrough and some change in your life, it's so important that you stay focused on what you can control right now. And what you can control right now is your next step, your next thought, right? Your next decision. And it's really just having that understanding for yourself. So patience is huge, right? And it's not just like this forceful patience. Like there's some of y'all motherfuckers be like, oh, I'm just being patient, but you're just sitting around really just waiting and you ain't doing nothing. So that's the other thing, is there's times where something needs time for it to happen, and you'll just check out and literally just wait for it to happen. But that's not living. So you need to continue living life, moving forward, knowing that everything will happen in its time, in the proper time, especially if you're in flow, if you're really starting to align your life. And this mindfulness, right? These pillars are going to help you to get closer to that place. A beginner's mind. Coming up next, number 3, beginner's mind. Don't be a know-it-all. Don't always be someone that's got to always be right, or always be threatened if someone has a fucking different opinion. And that kind of goes with the new, right? Isn't that about being new, right? I had this, I talked about it yesterday. And I put out my my little 60 minutes shut the fuck up on Saturday, when I had all this fucking resistance. I had all this shit playing out, because the week before I tried something new, and it was yoga. And it's something that I've been wanting to try for probably a year now. I came across some stuff and I said, wow, I really think I should give this a try, to just balance out myself. Like I think I don't know, there was something that was drawing me to it. I finally went and did it. And I'll be honest with you, in that past year, I had a lot of codependency where I was waiting for someone else to try it with me, for me to be able to fucking try it. And guess what? It never happened. So that's a problem with patience, right? If you're waiting for someone else as a form of your patience, oh man, you're going to be waiting forever. You can't do that. If it's meaningful and important enough to you, you got to make that shit happen, motherfucker. Quit making them fucking excuses. But anyways, the beginner's mind, it was like I went the first time and, it's new. It's uncomfortable. I think most people that have ever really met me in person, like I probably don't come across as a vegan. I probably don't come across as a guy going to yoga class, right? And it's like, I don't give a shit what your expectation is. I love doing new things. Like that is living. That is what life is about, because we don't know who we are. You don't know what your fullest potential is. You have this fantasy, but until you try all kinds of things, you're not going to really ever know what it is that you're truly meant to do, and who you're truly meant to be, and the things that truly help you. And a lot of times it's the things you're scared of. So it's kind of coming in there and trying that something new, and definitely not being a know-it-all, right? giving someone else a space to be able to express their thoughts that may be totally different than yours. And that doesn't mean you need to be all threatened and defensive about it, that you can. And that's something I've worked on a ton this year, guys, is trying to empathize, trying to see life from another person's perspective, that they're not necessarily wrong if we have a different point of view. There's a cool meme out there that shows two people, one on this side and one on the other side, and they're looking down, and the person on the this side, they're seeing a 6, and the person on the other side is seeing a 9. But they're looking at the same object, and perspective's everything. And that's why I'm hammering away. It's all on me. The only fucking thing you have control of is you. Total fucking ownership. You want to force other people to believe everything you believe in, it just ain't going to work, man. You're going to go crazy. Crazier than you probably already are. But again, you got to have that beginner's mind, because for me, it opens myself up. It's just opening myself up. When I did hypnotherapy, same thing. I met with the therapist. So how do you feel today? I said, open. I feel open. I don't know what this is. I don't know how this is going to go, but I'm here and I'm open and I'm willing to make a fool of myself. I'm willing to make some mistakes. I'm willing to just try and experience something. And like I've been telling you with Thomas Edison, that motherfucker took 2,000 times to get the light bulb correct. That's a lot of fucking tries. That's a lot of failure. That's a lot of reasons to listen to the little bitch voice and give the fuck up. But he didn't, because he was tuned into his vision, to his belief, his self-beliefs. And so, again, that process was, I went to the yoga class first time. It was great. I felt very present. I didn't know all the moves. I was having to look at everyone else. What are they doing? And, you know, is my foot placement right? All this stuff, the breathing, like it was a lot of new stuff. But I made it through it. And I felt fucking great during it. And I felt great after. And then fast forward, the next week comes up and the bitch voice comes out. It's trying to talk me out of it, trying to get me out of doing all this shit. And I had no really valid reasons not to. Right? Other than just, you know, like, oh, dude, come on, man. You don't fit in over there. Oh, the class is full. It wasn't full. It was almost full, but dude, it's going to be too many people there. All this shit. And eventually I just had to fucking like ground myself, get in the present and say, man, this is something beneficial. Why is there this resistance? Well, guess what? It takes awareness of your thoughts. It takes you building a relationship with yourself, understanding what you think, how you think. And when you see that resistance, you got to ask, is the resistance here to protect me? Right? Is it trying to keep you safe from harm? Or is it just trying to fucking stop you from breaking through? And it's so crazy how we are our biggest fucking barriers. We get in our own ways in life and we hold ourselves back. How many of you are holding yourselves back right now? And you know you're holding yourself back. You know that you could do something amazing. And if you look back at your life, you've probably done this amazing thing in little parts and pieces and parts throughout your life. But now is the time for you to just pull everything together and just show the world this thing. And you may make an ass of yourself, and you may have some people that change their opinion of you, and you may have people that attack you and reject you. But guess what? You're probably also going to have some people that start celebrating you and saying, wow, this is amazing. This is incredible. I never knew you went through this. I never knew that you've had this experience. This by you opening up, this is changing my whole fucking life perspective. You're giving me hope. And what I just described is something I've experienced on this It's All On Me journey since the beginning of the fucking year. And it's always bringing something good. So you got to it's having awareness, you guys. Quit going through life like it's a fucking accident. Because most of us, you guys, here's the crazy thing. We have 60 to 70,000 thoughts a day. A day, you guys. They say 95% of those thoughts are thoughts from yesterday. Which tells you that, guess what? You're a fucking broken record. That is why it is so important to try new things. Because that changes your fucking reality. It changes your whole universe. It gives you something new. It gives you new information, new data to process, and it breaks the cycle of going through the same fucking motion. It could be just something as simple as if you brush your teeth with your right hand every day, brush it with your left hand. Rearrange your fucking kitchen. Move where your utensils are to the other side of the room. Switch some shit up, because then your brain, it can't just go off fucking autopilot to where everything is. It can't just assume, which gives you kind of a brain dead walking zombie fucking life. When you have to change things up, even on your smartphone, you guys, you know how you can rearrange where your apps are? Think about how brain dead you are when you get on a Facebook. Move that Facebook app today. That's a challenge for you today. Move your Facebook app and watch how different your brain works when it comes to like, you're like, oh wait, habitually you've programmed yourself that the Facebook app is right where the fuck it is, and you go through it like a brain dead fucking zombie. But when you move it, you're like, oh whoa, it's not where it wants to be. Well, maybe you didn't even need to get on there. So it gives you a whole new thought, you guys. Beginner's mindset. Quit acting like you know it all. And I've been there. Everything that I fucking bark at you guys is because I'm holding myself accountable. I've done all this shit. That's why I'm giving it back to you guys. I'm the fucking expert in fuck ups. But I'm also a fucking wonderful student. I am one of the best students out there. I love fucking writing my notes. I always like to sit in the front of the class. I raise my hand. I ask questions, right? I do follow-ups. I want to make sure that when I am putting myself in a teachable situation, that I'm going to get the most out of it. And I'm not worried about what anybody else is fucking thinking. Beginner's mindset, trust, right? That's our next one here. Number 4, we're talking about the pillars of mindfulness, right? Today we're talking mindfulness, right? Tomorrow we're going to talk about exercise, right? Wednesday we'll get into nutrition. Thursday, we're going to talk professional development, and we'll wrap up the week. Friday, we're talking about making a difference. Start breaking down these 5 principles for our next month. Trust. Trusting yourself, your beliefs, your intuition, right? How many of you guys honestly don't trust yourselves? I didn't trust this motherfucker. When I was a drunk motherfucker, fuck no, I didn't trust that guy. And even just in the past 10 years of sobriety and this journey of transformation, it wasn't really until, God, man, like the last year that I started having breakthrough of being able to heal my childhood traumas, right? We better talk about trauma every single day on here. If I don't mention the word trauma at least once in a show, I have failed. I'll be honest with you, because that is really the benchmark of so much of this shit, you guys, is your trauma, your childhood trauma, unresolved. We don't want to deal with that shit from the past. We just want it to be far, far, far away, like Star Wars, a galaxy far, far away. But it's like, that don't make it heal. That does not heal it. Nope. You have to give it new meaning. You have to accept it. And that's on our list too. So trust. It's trusting yourself. It's trusting your beliefs. It's trusting your intuition. I've been calling out a lot of you motherfuckers. You don't know what you stand for. And we are so programmed with this group mentality, right, that it's like we don't want to stand out. You don't want to stand out. Very few motherfuckers are willing to stand. You know, if there's a big group, right? I mean, I don't know if you guys ever remember that Brain Games show, but there was one episode I remember a while back where they were at like a concert. Or they were just at a park. It was outside at a park. And what they did was they put like one person out there, like kind of dancing and making, you know, just being fun and joyful and playful, right? And like no one wanted to be around that one person dancing, which that's me. That's me in the gym. That's me in the line at the ski lift dancing, you know, just always just being playful. And no one wants to be around that person. So what they would do is they sent in like 2 more people. So now there wasn't just one person, there was 3 people, and 3 people are dancing. Well, now once 3 people are dancing, now people started coming in, like just random strangers. They would be like, hey, come and dance. And everybody, then there was like 10 people and 20, then everybody's like dancing, having a little party out in the park, right? And we all want to jump on that bandwagon. We all want to celebrate with other people, because being alone, right, is a mental, it takes mental fortitude, mental toughness, but it also takes what? Trusting yourself, trusting your beliefs, knowing what the fuck you believe. What do you love? What do you hate? What do you want and why? Why do you want that shit? But in that, you'll find your peace. That's where you'll find true peace, is where when you find your truth and you trust it. And that's where I'm at right now. I trust this. I trust this more than the haters. I trust this more than motherfuckers getting all triggered because I'm dropping F-bombs, right? Because they had a different impression of me. They think this is uncivilized, that this is angry, this is hateful type speech. Any of y'all motherfuckers think I'm being hateful. I haven't had one motherfucker question the shit I'm talking about. I haven't had one person come at me and say, hey, man, what you said is bullshit. Not one of you motherfuckers come at me like that. And I know I'm speaking truth. That's why I got my truth and I'm trusting it. I'm trusting it. But you got to get to a place where you trust yourself. And I knew that when I was the drunk motherfucker in all his glory, I couldn't trust that motherfucker. Total irresponsible. But I know that even as a vet that has full-blown diagnosed PTSD, you mix that, my military shit, with the fucking childhood shit, with the adolescent shit, there's a lot of trauma. There's a lot of trauma wounds throughout my history. And what I didn't realize is how that trauma would come out and it would take over. I used to describe to my therapist that I always just felt like there was that lava right under the surface. And when it fucking erupted, that trigger came off, I felt like my eyes glazed over and like I'm not in control. And when I would finally come to, right, when I would finally fucking just like calm the fuck down, I'd have to face I'd have to face even more pain and suffering, more fucking destruction, because I had hurt people with my words, right? With the things I say, with my behavior. And it's like that takes away the trust. I couldn't trust myself. And that's what really got me fired up to start fucking like all the above. I was willing to try every fucking thing to figure out what I could do to get control of myself, my emotional fucking state of being, you guys. That's how serious this shit got. Whether it was therapy I needed, EMDR, right? Hypnotherapy. I mean, I'm open to all kinds of holistic stuff, right? There's been a lot of talk even about like microdosing, psilocybin and just other different stuff that's really just like starting to show results, right? And trying to reconfigure the chemistry in my mind, or be able to really get back into a place of compassion for myself. And that's a huge thing, is having compassion for yourself. But there's nothing like being able to truly trust yourself. I know that even last year, when I found myself in a really toxic relationship, man, I was fucking muting my own intuition. I knew this situation wasn't good for me. And yet I would hit mute. My intuition was saying, hey man, like you need to let go. You need to give this up. And I would just hit the mute button. And that shit fucks you up, man. When you won't even heed your own intuition. And then you don't even know what the fuck you believe in. All this shit fucks you up, you guys. We're talking about the 7 pillars of mindfulness, because that's how I start each and every day. And you string all this together. The next one after trust, again, first one, non-judging, patience, a beginner's mindset, trust, and now we're at non-striving. Non-striving, which is to trust yourself first, then know that you are enough. And that's, again, man, you have to really build yourself up, like to strive for something. It's like, striving is very much trying to impress everybody, right? Wearing a mask, selling yourself out, right? Because you can't just trust yourself first. You can't just authentically be who you are, right? And that doesn't mean that you have to accept all of your bad habits and traits, but it's just fully just accepting you for who you are. The good, the bad, and the motherfucking ugly. And if there's places and areas where you feel you can make some improvements that will truly help you feel better, right? Have a healthier lifestyle, be able to live longer, be able to be more active in life, be more peaceful, right? Be more pleasant in how you have relationships, less drama, less bullshit, right? You got to quit striving to try and impress everybody, to try and please everybody, right? When you're neglecting your own self, your own needs. And it really takes that awareness. All of these things kind of tie in together, you guys. And if you really look at them from a distance, you see how they all create balance and a better sense of self. And mindfulness is really just digging into the present moment, right? It's truly being completely conscious of what your thoughts and stilling your mind, right? And just really in connection with your body. How does it feel, right? What about the things around you? How are you interacting and connecting with the things around you, the people around you? But you're just being present in this moment, right? And it shouldn't be, the present moment shouldn't be worried about, fuck, it's the first of the month, man. I ain't got the money. I ain't got the rent. I ain't got no money to pay my bills. Like, all that shit is so overwhelming if you're in that place. I've been there, right? But you can still be at peace, you guys, in the worst fucking storm. I put that shit out last week and a lot of you motherfuckers liked it. Be the motherfucker that becomes a double fucking rainbow in the middle of the worst storm. And I've seen some bad storms, you guys. I go respond to that storm damage, man. You think your storms are bad, trust me. There's always worse. So striving is also about, you got to stop comparing, right? Comparison is the thief of joy, right? The more you compare, that's that striving, right? You're feeling like you're not where you should be when you compare yourself to your peers, your closest friends. They're ahead of you, right? Or you feel like you have to be different than who you are, right? You have to be better than who you are, and then it really comes down to this next one of acceptance, right? And it's not, when you talk about acceptance, guys, we're not talking about just accepting a shitty situation. It's accepting that you're in a bad season. That shit ain't gonna last forever, but it's allowing the acceptance, especially when it's something that isn't ideal for you. It's not the best, it's not what you would like for the situation to be, that you get choice then. You accept what is, and this has a lot to do with your past, especially when you're dealing with trauma. It's that acceptance. I can't change that this shit happened. I can't change that motherfucker got arrested, that motherfucker got arrested for domestic violence and has 2 DWIs and all this other bullshit. I can't change that. Can't change that happened. I have to accept it. I have to say, okay, that shit happened, but what are we going to do from here? And this whole fucking story is telling you what the fuck I've done. This is me now being able to see, okay, not just year one. Hey, look at me. I changed. This is 10 years. And I think 10 years is a pretty fucking significant amount of time to truly now look back and say, okay, this is who you were. Now is where you are. And this is what you've done. Right? To accept. You've accepted it. I accepted my faults. I accepted my fuck ups. But now, guess what? I'm doing the things I can that I can control. And you have to accept how things really are, right? And if someone's hurt you in your past, you don't have to. Forgiveness is not you saying it's okay that they hurt you. Forgiveness is you accepting what has happened, that you can't change it, but you can now give it new meaning. And that meaning hopefully will empower you, right? To be the better version of yourself, to become the best version of yourself. And that's an everyday process, you guys, because for whatever reasons, our minds just don't want to let us have it the easy way. At least that's been my experience. Maybe you're different. Maybe everything you look at and think of, it just boom, it happens. That's amazing. I celebrate that. I cheer you on. But for me, I've really had to run the gauntlet in a lot of ways. And a lot of it has just been stilling the mind. And that mindfulness is so important, man, to still the mind, to stop all the crazy thoughts that are flowing in, and to just have appreciation for the beating heart, the lungs that breathe, the cells that are going on, all the blood flowing through our bodies. I mean, all this stuff we don't even have to think about, and it's taking place right now. It's our life. So again, 7 pillars of mindfulness: non-judging, patience, a beginner's mindset, trusting yourself, not striving. Acceptance. And the final one, man, this was really tough, is letting go. Last year, I had an incredible experience of letting go, right? And I told you, I just was in this super deep meditative state, even a level of hypnosis going on there, self-hypnosis. And I just remember just sort of walking down the list of letting go of everything. And when I say everything, I mean everything. Letting go of all my thoughts, letting go of all my beliefs, letting go of all my values, letting go of all the stories I've told myself, right? Letting go of all the past hurts and the pain and the judgment and the shame and the embarrassment and the losses and the wins, like the good, the bad, and the ugly. Just letting go of everything emotionally, everything physically, everything mentally, and just saying, just like getting into this place of like getting to just where you're just in this, your spirit, right? You're in your life force, and you're just saying, I don't need anything. It's saying, it's like just mentally letting go, just opening your hands, saying, okay, I know I'm holding on to this, and I'm holding on to that, and I'm holding on to this, and I'm holding on to that. And then I had to let go of people, right? I had to let go of all the relationships I had. Just start letting go. And this is a mental let go, but it's like if you can let go of something mentally, you can also let go of it emotionally. You can let go of it physically if necessary, if that's what helps you in return to find peace. You guys, this whole journey is about for you to be pleasant and to find peace in your own happiness, to be self-starting when it comes to your happiness, right? If it takes for you to be happy, if it takes your team winning the fucking Super Bowl, that's miserable. Because that's dependent on somebody else. And if you are any sort of a fucking human, which most all of you are, that means you have a ton of intelligence. That means you're way more intelligent than you even realize. Your education level is not a measure of your intelligence. The fact that you're a fucking human is all you need to get to this place. But if your happiness, your joy, your sense of feeling loved is all based on how someone else treats you or what someone else does, man, that's a losing fucking mentality. Like, how the fuck why would you give your keys to your happiness to someone else? And some of us find this so hard to believe because our whole life has been codependency. Anytime we've ever been happy, it's been because of someone else. Anytime we've ever been sad, it's been because of someone else. And we never get taught at an early age that our happiness comes from within. We can be in a state of happiness in any situation. And it's all a mind. It starts in our mind. It starts with our thoughts. It starts with the feelings we have about ourselves, the story we're telling ourselves. And especially if you're in a tough place, it's hard to see past the storms, the cloudiness, the darkness, the pain, the suffering, right? It's hard to see past that. But you have to get to a place of letting go. And what's the beautiful thing about when you can truly put yourself in a place where you just let go of everything, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically, just all your beliefs, guess what? The ones that are meant for you will stay. You'll let go, but they'll still be there. But the ones that don't, right? The things that aren't meant for you, they won't come back. And that's like one of those things where it's like you're putting in all this effort. You're managing this relationship, right? It could be a relationship with a substance. It could be a relationship with a person. And it's certainly a relationship with yourself. And if you stop investing in these things, will they stick around, right? Or will they leave you? They threaten to abandon you. And so letting go is a very, very powerful thing because so many things that we're holding on to are weighing us down. They're adding more stress than peace to our life. And that's a really tough place to be, you guys, is when you're holding on to things that aren't meant for you. And I've been there with a lot of shit. This drunk motherfucker. I kept holding on to my alcohol. 1 DUI, not good enough. 2 DWIs, not good enough, right? Domestic violence, divorce papers, all this shit, man. Like, it took all of that. And I just wish I could help one person avoid hitting that fucking rock bottom, getting totally gutted from the inside out of life, right? And some of y'all might be there, right? Some of y'all might be in that fucking pit right now. And I hope that you'll find the strength and the courage to ask for help. I'm still here. I'm still available for you guys. Send me a fucking private message. DM me, reach out. You just need a little bit of guidance, a little bit of encouragement, you know. We don't have to talk over the phone if you're not comfortable doing that, but I'm just wanting to put myself out there to be a guide, to be a mentor, right? To be someone to try and give you some encouragement, to be that person that's going to help to pick you up when you're feeling down, to give you some encouragement, to really speak some words of hope and just mental toughness, right? But to also cheer you on, man. If you're kicking ass and you've been putting in the work this month, man, I'm cheering you guys on. Those of you that I see, you guys are like changing your habits, you're putting in the work, right? You're forgoing some other things, and that don't mean in life, man, like we shouldn't forgo all of our life's pleasures. But if all we do is seek out pleasure, guys, we're always going to come out empty, right? Peace is better than a piece of ass. Mental peace, right? To me, to maintain my mental peace of mind is far superior than getting a piece of ass, especially if that shit ain't bringing me no peace. Eesh, I'm over that shit. Way too old for dealing with that kind of bullshit. So letting go is of everything that weighs us down or adds stress to us. So that's kind of it, you guys, when it comes to the mindfulness, right? I have blocks of mindfulness throughout the day because, again, what I've been trying to explain to you guys is every time I start my day, if it's at a 9 or 10, because my energy's high, you know, just I did this show, I'm probably at an 8 now, right? Well, if I get my exercise in, I'll probably go back up to a 9 or 10. But then if I have like a business meeting or I have work, you know, I might drop down to a 5 or 6. Well, guess what? Maybe around, I need to work on my nutrition, you know, getting my mid-morning meal, and then I'm gonna maybe move up a little bit. And then, you know, another work situation comes up and it drops me down more. Well, maybe I need to take a 15-minute break and get some mindfulness to get back up, so that when I show up in all these situations of life that require my time, attention, talents, you know, resources and investment, intellectually speaking, I'm not showing up fucking empty. I'm showing up full. I'm showing up as someone that has a positive attitude, that is willing to learn new things and hear people's differences of opinion and try and come up with more solutions than becoming the fucking problem to everything. So again, guys, let's finish off. This is the last day in January. I can't believe how quickly this month has gone by, right? Some of y'all, it's felt like it never ended. Some of y'all feel like it's gone by way too fast. And some of y'all have put in a tremendous amount of work, and I'm incredibly proud of you. I'm incredibly grateful for those of you that keep showing up and checking in here. And you know, I just stay hopeful. I stay hopeful that this message, that everyone that has listened to my message over this past month, and it's been a lot of people, a lot of motherfuckers checking in on this message, that your time will come, that your day will come. But guess what? It's got to be your timing. It's got to be when you're fucking ready, not when I'm ready. Because I'm telling you, right? I'm out here speaking this stuff, and the people that have clung to it and are starting to do things, we're celebrating some victories, right? And not every day is just full of all wins, but it can't be all full of losses either. So some of y'all are doing things, and some of y'all are just still kind of contemplating, right? If this really fucking matters, if this life really matters, if your situation could ever change. And my heart goes out to you if you're in that type of a place, right? I hope that you can see past the pain and suffering of now, that you can find the courage to deal with the things you've been through and give them new meaning, right? And it's a very hard thing, you guys. And a lot of us, you know, may need some professional help, right? I think that's a big piece of this whole thing, right? I go to therapy twice a week, you guys, you know, and yet I think that some other mindful things that I do that really keep me in the presence is my exercise. When I'm hiking, I'm pretty mindful and present. I think when I'm lifting weights, I get very mindful and focused. And for me, mindfulness is just being in the present. It's not worrying about what I have to face with next in the future, or the shit I've dealt with in the past. It's just saying I'm alive right now, and I feel, and I'm grateful for that, right? And I feel that anytime that I'm active. When I'm active, I'm usually very mindful. Yoga has been an amazing new experience for me that makes me feel so calm, so present, and it's tremendous. It's a tremendous experience. And so I just want to encourage you guys, keep challenging yourselves, keep telling that little bitch voice to shut the fuck up and go do that thing new and go do it again, especially if there was a positive outcome. And even if there was a negative one, don't just try something new once. You know, I've already proven myself wrong. I tried something new once. I went back. I had resistance to go back and try it again. Busted through that fucking resistance, showed up, and I felt great. And this week, who knows? I'm going to try and put a challenge to myself to maybe try yoga 2 different times. Try a new type of yoga. That's trying something new, right? There's not just one style of yoga. So I'm going to try a new style of yoga. And it's just an everyday thing, you guys. I really feel that I feel so much more engaged in life when I'm trying new experiences. And I'm not talking about harmful bullshit. We're talking about positive things, you know, things that build you up, things that bring you peace, things that make you feel happy and joyful and more present and more appreciative of life. So that then when you go and interact with people, they can see that joy in you. They can see that excitement. And so many people are hurting, guys. There's so many people out there hurting that it's all on me is taking total ownership. But once you grab a hold of this and once you actually start going out there, right? We'll be talking about this on Friday. Is number 5 is making a difference, right? And there's a lot of ways that we can make a difference in this world. My favorite way is making a positive impact in the lives of others, right? But it takes, and the reason why, again, mindfulness first, fitness second, nutrition, these are my priorities. You can switch this shit up however you want. Mindfulness, fitness, nutrition, personal development, then making a difference. Because I think that for me to show up to try and impact someone else's life, I need to make sure my shit's together, that I fucking have handled my business, that I'm showing up as the best version of myself when I'm going out there to try and interact with other people. That don't mean I'm going to wear a fucking mask. That just means that I'm showing up authentic, grounded, present, and really just someone that is full of a genuine care and love and desire to try and be a positive fucking light in this dark fucking world. And that's all perspective, right? It's a very beautiful world if you ask me. And every day is full of opportunities. Today you got fucking choice. What's the choices you're going to make on this Monday? You're going to go in there with the Monday blues, your team fucking lost, right? All that shit talk in the office. You're going to go in there with the Monday blues because you're not being paid what you feel you're worth, right? You got all these bills fucking stacking up, overwhelming you, right? Or are you going to go in there knowing that not everything is the way you truly wish it could be, but you get a choice today, and your choice starts with your attitude, and the attitude you show up with, right, is so much more important than everything else. Money comes and goes, right? People come and go out of our life, but we remain. And that's why the "it's all on me" fucking message going out to the world is about taking total fucking ownership. Quit making them fucking excuses. Remember, results kill